the written comments.
Cool.
And we had again, just verbally on the Zoom at the same time.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's set up. Okay, that's set up.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Yeah, if you want to make me host again, and then I'll share my screen.
All right, thanks, James. I should be back in about 20 minutes.
Okay, sounds good.
Thanks.
Hey, for anyone who's joining us through Zoom or through YouTube, this is James Doherty again with Dover Coal, and I'm working on the Kmart site, the Neptune Beach Plaza site. Here, I'll turn my model here facing north up. You can get oriented. This is Atlantic. Here running east to west, and then running north to south on the right-hand side here is A1A, and Atlantic continues on past A1A or 3rd Street over to 1st Street and then onward to the beach. This is showing Lemon Street. And the idea here is connecting Lemon across the various parcels, and could extend over time as individual parcels might redevelop if there's a coordinated plan, all the way from A1A to connect all the way from A1A over to where it picks up again right next to Penman. And that would be beneficial in providing a parallel route to Atlantic, which would help distribute trips and give a secondary route in case there's congestion, for example, on Atlantic. And so that's one of the great kind of antidotes to traffic congestion is to increase connectivity of the network. It makes it much more resilient to have more than one way to get from point A to point B. And people can have the ability then to choose which route they want to go. And the more routes that are available, the less traffic needs to go on each individual route. And therefore, it reduces the pressure on all of the different street segments and all of the different intersections by having a well-connected street network. So that's what's being shown here as kind of the basic armature under all of these variations I'm working on, is the idea of connecting the street network to help distribute those trips. It also makes it easy to create or much easier to create an environment that's very walkable by connecting the streets. If they're not connected, then the blocks end up being really, really large. If you wanted to go out for a walk around the block, for example, when there's not a fine-grained connected street network, the blocks end up being really huge, and so it could take a really long time to get around the block, basically. And so by having a well-connected street grid, it also creates blocks that are small enough that you can walk around them in just a few minutes, and it creates a really kind of a pleasant experience throughout strolling as a result of that. So the different variations I'm working on have that in common in all of them, the idea of connecting the streets, creating a walkable network, and then basically populating that walk and street network with different variations for different kinds of uses is basically what I'm working on right now. So this first version is kind of highly walkable fabric, optimizing in this case for a really rich, diverse mix of uses. So going all the way from kind of incremental retail where the visibility is really high along Atlantic, and then transitioning to a wide range of different kinds of residential building types, for example, showing row houses or live work units, and transitioning past those missing middle types over to diversity again of single family types. So trying to really increase and have a broad range of different kinds of uses and building types across the site in this particular scenario. This is kind of the fully rich mix scenario. If we push it all the way over to residential and optimize for residential, this is a variation that is basically a condominium, so a relatively conventional condominium building types, and showing how that could be conceivably configured on the same or very similar block and street network. So still walkably sized blocks and streets detailed with street trees and wide sidewalks and so forth that connect to make a highly walkable environment. But that's intended to contrast with the variation that I just showed that had the full rich mix of uses. This one is really much more residential. It might still have some retail or restaurant on ground floors, for example, so it may have a dose of a mix of uses, but the mix is way over on the residential side for this particular variation. And then we are contrasting that. There's a third variation I've been working on that focuses much more on commercial. So this is kind of a classic lifestyle center format. And so in this format, I was showing keeping a piece of the existing mall fabric. So this is where the Kmart, for example, was. The portion next to it is shown replaced here with extra parking, with the idea that the current parking lot that sits in front of the Kmart and the existing stores would start to get occupied with walkable fabric. So the lifestyle center variation is kind of a combination of auto-oriented retail, which, this box, this site used to be predominantly auto-oriented retail. So it's keeping a little bit of that, keeping the box, which can serve as an anchor, and that serves as a strong draw for folks. So people maybe, if we design this walkably enough, people could begin to walk and bike to the site more, but still in this scenario, designed to attract people by car as well. So you can see the relatively large surface parking fields, but those surface parking fields in this case are screened from view from the public spaces. So in addition to that anchor box, this shows the idea of adding to that a fine-grained fabric of primarily in this case commercial and retail buildings. Might have some upper floor uses, some office, for example, or some professional offices on the non-retail commercial on the upper floors, where they don't need the shopfront visibility, but basically primarily commercial in this case. And that's being shown creating a walkable network leading to the front of the box. And so the box serves as an anchor basically for this walkable environment that's been created. The walkable environment serves as a gateway leading to the front of the box here, a framing in the view leading to the front of the box. So if anyone has any questions, just let me know. I can hear through the Zoom meeting, and I'm watching the comments on the Facebook live stream. So happy to answer any questions anyone might have. So what you're getting to see right now is actually just the process of creating the 3D digital models of these different variations for the site. So you're getting to see, this is basically getting to see inside the kitchen and see how the dishes are prepared here. So kind of going slowly, step by step through each of the steps, trying to parse the content into those different variations. And so you'll see me doing a lot of cleanup, but basically making all kinds of edits and changes and bringing in new buildings and so forth. So piece by piece, putting these together.
There was a handwritten letter by Jimmy Carter to the then President or Prime Minister of Egypt. There had been a lot of warring.
Hi. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah. How are you today? Joined by Pat Hazuri. Is that, am I pronouncing your name right? Is it Hazuri?
I'm sorry, I've got to get into where I'm super busy today. So I was just wondering what today are you working on?
Today I'm working on the, had you joined us previously? I'm working myself on the Neptune Beach Plaza site still. I was working on this yesterday also, and so it's been advancing it since yesterday. And I can walk you through the different main variations. We're basically testing a few different scenarios. All of them have in common the idea of, all the ones we're testing mainly here have in common the idea of increasing connectivity across the site in order to make it possible to walk and bike from the town center and from the beach area to the site, and so to stitch the two together more seamlessly. So in the view, I'll turn here looking north up on the screen. You can see the idea, for example, of making Lemon as it extends across the site much more continuous, and also providing pedestrian and bicycle paths as part of that road. Right now, Lemon is basically just really narrow vehicular way.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with all of that.
Okay, great.
And I do think the connectivity piece is wonderful.
Great.
Yeah, and I know how awful that Lemon Street entrance is actually for automobiles.
Right, that's right.
Walgreens. And I've been working with the police in our police department and FDOT for a number of years. So even though I'm like focusing on pedestrians, I start to focus on everything. So
yeah, right.
Because the whole system has been so messed up for so long.
Yeah.
That it would be very nice to see this come together. I also understand that you're looking for further development possibly in this area for multi-unit apartments or multi-unit housing, which I know that that's being looked at. So I don't go into that further, which would connect them via bicycle routes to our parks and things like that, because that was all part of the Tri-Bridge dream and has been on the books with Neptune Beach City for about 5 or 6 years, was the path along the ditch there and
right.
The park, and I'm familiar with that. So
great. Yeah, the thought with this, on that basic street armature, that basic walkable armature, I'm testing out different mixes of different kinds of uses that could populate that, and basically trying to shoot for a lot of contrast between the different versions, so that they can get kind of compared apples to apples, and people can talk and say pros and cons and so forth about the different ones. So I can click through those for you real quick. You can see just the ones I'm blocking out so far.
You know what? You go ahead and do your work. And now that I know that I've found you, I will be back when I can pay attention.
Sure.
Because I've been so distracted. I do have someone coming here. I just had a few moments. I tell you, I have been out straight all day. And I missed yesterday and I was disappointed. I went last night, but I'm going to go ahead and click off. But I will be back when I can sit down and you're very, very kind. Thank you so much.
Sure. Pleasure.
Give me credibility. I appreciate it.
Sure. Great talking to you, Pat. Look forward to talking to you more.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Take care. Bye. Hey, Louisa.
Hey, James. I've come to relieve you of your duties.
Okay.
um,
I'm gonna make you host.
yeah.
Okay. There you go. And I'll stop the share on mine. I'll let you share your screen.
Okay, perfect.
All right. Thanks, Louisa.
Thanks, James.
Oh, baby.
Hi, Rick, it's Lisa. I had some quick questions about the improved intersection option that we presented yesterday. Hello? At Penman in Florida. Yeah, I'm on the Open Design Studio right now. And I'm adding in new mast arms for the traffic signals in that scenario. I'm just unsure, like right now in the existing condition, if you're going northwest on Florida, there are 3 hanging traffic lights for you. There's 2, and I don't know why, because there's only 1 lane that can go straight and 1 lane that can turn. So should there just be 2 traffic lights? Interesting. Okay. 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 Yeah, I just wanted to make sure. I didn't know if that was confusing for the people in the turn lane, because you could either keep going on Florida, or you could turn onto Forest, which is a slight turn, or you could turn onto Penman. Okay, I'll just keep what they have then and replace it with the mast arms. Okay, I sent you an email about the locations of the mast arms, but I think essentially they would just go in the splitter islands we created, the ones that can. Mm-hmm. Okay. You don't happen to know what those are off the top of your head. Okay. Okay. I don't think it'd be that different because we've pushed the cars forward. Like we've reduced the size of the intersection. So my hunch is that we're okay in terms of distance. But yeah, if you can either find the chart where that information is and send it to me, or I'll just send you my drawing. Mm-hmm. We have a pinup at 5, and that's it. Okay. Did you see Victor's email about, there was a question about the example one we showed, one of the roundabouts? No, the one with the fountain. So somebody posted in the Facebook that a link. Were you able to reply to that? It was saying that essentially they spent all this money on it and the fountain was a disaster and then they had to pay more money for pedestrian crossing. Okay. Did you reply though? Okay, great. Right, of course. I'm sure. Okay, great. Hi, Pat.
Hello, Lisa.
How are you?
I'm fine. I popped in earlier when there was some other design going on, but I've been so busy, I didn't have time to come in till now. This looks like you're looking at a lighted intersection.
Yeah, we were asked to add in new mast arms and signals at Florida and Penman in the drawing instead of keeping the hanging ones. Probably.
I am thrilled, and I'm glad I'm bopping in here now. On that island that you have there at the yes, you got your hand on it over there.
This one?
Yes. How
Uh-huh.
big is it island? How many would it accommodate two adult bicycles and two children bicycles?
This one would not. This is just like a 5 to 6 foot sidewalk. But the one where the East Coast Greenway goes through is 10 feet wide.
Am I
And here's the-
looking at directionally correct here?
So this right here where my cursor is.
Oh, I think I'm looking at it upside down.
Florida. Yeah, here, let me do north up. So that helps. There you go.
I see forest. Much better. Thank you.
So north is up.
Yeah, I guess that's that's how I saw it.
So
yeah.
this one is 10 feet, the one where the greenway goes through the trail.
So you got a continuation then of a sidewalk that's going to go around there? I don't think
Yes.
I don't remember. Never mind. Don't bear with me. Well, I was just in the process of writing you a letter about the examples used last night, and I'm in an email, and I had thought I was popping into somebody else's meeting because I took a quick pick, and I can't remember who he was, but he was very kind. It was about an hour ago. I just been
Probably James, I think.
yeah. So I'm kicking myself for not taking pictures
Of what? Of
Of-
this
of the
intersection?
families that cross there, so that you all
Okay.
can see the number of people that cross there at one time.
Mhm.
Because see, the examples he gave was something you would see in a municipality or a downtown where there's one person waiting or two people waiting, adults,
Mhm.
not bicycles and families.
I mean, this whole island could be paved. You know,
It's
this
what?
could this whole island, like the areas that are paved versus landscaped, we can make the whole thing paved if we wanted to accommodate more people waiting on it. That's an easy fix.
Well, I definitely like the idea of a signaled,
Right.
and I know someone else on the city council does. I don't know if that person has said anything to you, but I was not granted permission to say who. So let's just leave it at that.
Mhm.
You probably already know anyway. Gee, it's so tough because see, I don't know, it's tough. I just
I
know
mean,
it.
either option is really an improvement over what is there
Oh
today.
God, yes, it's bad. I mean, it's a bad traffic. It's on Penman.
Right. Mhm.
That's just been horrible forever. I'm not even thinking about that. You have to be
Right.
suicidal to do that. But I'm thinking primarily the Neptune Beach part, and it's a bad intersection. And again, it's really bad in the morning and the afternoon. If there's not much traffic on there, it's not too bad actually, unless you're
Right.
coming out of Ford. But yeah, I don't know. See, this is I have used stuff like this before in cities where you cross and then you go to an island where the light is.
Mhm.
And I know that those little crosses can be a little challenging. See, I don't know what you guys are projecting for traffic. And when you talked about the traffic flow, I know that where the volumes, the traffic usually goes from Beach Boulevard northward and then westward,
Mhm.
and vice versa.
Right.
But everything's growing so fast. Our traffic has changed so much in the last 2 years. It's mind-boggling.
Right.
And we talk, and we don't need to talk about that. So, well, at least you're going to show us a signal intersection.
Yep.
I'm happy about that. No, that'll be tomorrow night.
Yes, tomorrow night. So
Okay.
those two options that we presented, we're going to present again. I'm just making these edits. And then, yeah, we'll share them again tomorrow night.
Okay. So I'm probably going to go ahead and jazz up this email and send it off to you sometime. I have been working. I've been on the city about other things.
Okay.
Trying to get about grants and stuff and transparency. One of the things, this was kind of, I talked to the mayor of Neptune Beach, mayor of Atlantic Beach a couple weeks ago about the two cities, actually the three cities, hiring someone to do something like what I do to make sure that the pedestrian crosswalks are working, and that the fences are not put that block view, and a number of things. And then my husband mentioned that might be a pretty cool grant for the three cities to look at. And then of course the mayor was kind of like wishy-washy about it until I told her, well, you know, these are federal laws and you guys are supposed to be doing this. And so I'm going to present it in that respect, that, you know, hopefully they'll start to do some enforcement and on every level. But thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wish I was given the gift of concentration and communication that you have.
Thank you, Pat. I appreciate that. I feel very scattered brain myself. We've got a lot of moving parts.
I know it's been a long day, and when you have to deal with somebody like me, it can be challenging, but it makes you better. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
I assure you we're on the same side, and that, you know, pedestrian safety and cyclist safety is really important to us.
Well, you know, I'd like to think so. And with me making a lot of noise, I don't know if anybody has any choice. That's my whole goal. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
I sincerely mean that. I really do. Thank you very, very much. All right.
Sure. Bye, Pat.
Bye-bye.
They're just saying, yeah, Myra, they're just
Can you see
saying,
my screen?
you know,
I can see it.
Jennifer,
Oh, yeah, she's on her own call in the other room.
tell her I said hi. Okay, so I'm replacing this intersection right now has hanging lights and it's very confusing. So we've developed this new scenario with these glitter islands that bring the intersection closer together. Right now it's all asphalt, and I'm replacing those with mast arms. And I think that these two and these two are okay. They're about 100 to 110 feet apart from like where the cars would be stopped. Is that too far? I asked Rick about this and he was like, I don't know the exact number. So I'm going to send this to him also, but.
You're worried about the posts or the
Well, both. Like, I know they can't be too far from where the cars are.
9C.
But I feel like 100 feet is probably okay.
So you're worried about a car. Here, hold your screen for a sec.
Oh, going back to that?
You're worried a car here
No, this is a good discussion. 'Cause I
is very far from being able to see this.
That's one concern. Yes, because Rick told me there's a distance, but he didn't tell me the distance. Right now it's like 100 feet, 110 feet, between 100 and 110. And it's the same.
when there's small properties.
So that's one thing. And I'll send this to Rick. I think it's okay, the distance we have, but he'll have to confirm.
Yes, you could.
And
I mean,
it's
there's
the
some
same for this
very,
one.
very wide suburban streets out there.
Yeah, that's what I
that-
would think.
So
And
why
it's about the same for these two, you know?
can you just say
Yeah.
your pilot
That's
station
one
has
question.
floors,
Then the one, I'm more concerned about this one.
they're both regulating you. The height.
I think it's too close, but I don't know how else to incorporate it.
says
Like, could I put another diagonal on this
whichever is
post?
less. I don't really-
I would not recommend that.
Right? Because it would block the other one.
I think I know what the intent
Yeah.
is, but
Bird Road and University Drive in Coral Gables has the same issue.
Okay.
Um,
Because right now it's hanging on strings and they have a string at a diagonal.
Yeah.
Let's do a diagonal like this, and they put the lights like
over
that
45 feet, you can't have more than 3 floors.
for these.
You
and
have 1 floor that's 45 feet
I'm
tall.
looking to see what
You can have 3 floors that are 35 feet tall. Doesn't
That
matter, as long as
is,
it's within the boundary. That makes sense
um,
to you, the and leave out the whichever is less. Okay. Okay, I'll change that.
where is that?
I thought
Oh,
it was
yeah.
just me. We moved it tonight.
I guess what I could do also, let me do a different color. I'm going to clear.
Struggled with this a lot.
Could,
Yeah, that's exactly what they did.
what?
Well, we already
What
have
you
that.
drew, and it's like the exact same situation in Coral Gables.
I think the most recent way
But
was
so they
Um,
included this one, like where I have it.
whichever is
Yeah.
less.
The only other option I can think of is to do
I'll change that
one
right now.
here.
I know it.
I get rid of this one where it is, and I move it here instead, but it still kind of conflicts.
No, I think what you have is better.
Okay, so I just need Rick to check this distance. I feel like we can move this stop bar down. If anything.
I mean, I think it should be fine.
Well, going,
Okay,
As long as
cool.
you can,
going
yeah.
back to C at the top.
Can't imagine it
You said,
being an issue.
But for the lighting,
All right, great.
that hasn't
Was
been
it?
changed. I think it did change, it didn't track it.
All right.
All right, thanks.
Well,
Hi. You're
Hi,
on.
Miranda.
Okay.
What's up? Ready to take over?
Yeah.
Okay, so I got your list. So what I will do now is I'm going to send out the email blast, right?
Yeah, you can do that
We
too.
do that tonight or tomorrow morning? When
I
is
was
best,
hoping-
do you think?
I was hoping to do it tomorrow morning, but now I'm realizing that people probably will see it tonight. So that might be better to just do it tonight. Honestly, whenever you have time at this point, because things are
Okay.
crazy.
And then I can add any new emails we got from yesterday's. Oh, the only thing I'm worried about is like we have to post all the meeting summaries and stuff. I haven't had a chance to like type them out.
Neither have I, and I wasn't at any of the meetings.
I know, no, you wouldn't do it. I have
No.
to do it.
Can we do it next week?
I think so.
I don't think it's priority right now.
Yeah,
I think the priority right now is just promoting the actual live events.
work in progress. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
And the same with the Penman, all the questions. Like I can submit the ones we've answered, but there's still more we didn't get a chance to answer. Does the VPN keep asking you now for that you have the wrong credentials? It keeps telling me I have the wrong credentials.
I'm not in the VP. I'm not logged in.
I wasn't either, and now it's just been popping up this wrong credentials. Try again, and then I'll put my correct credentials, and then like 10 minutes later, it pops.
Jeez.
I don't know what's
Be
happening?
a host, please.
Yes.
Share my screen.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm getting there. I'm making progress. I'm just not going to think about anything else.
Yeah. Don't worry about doing anything else.
I'll get them done. I will. It's just that I just get so like distracted by like other things, and
Don't. You have to get to a point where you gotta.
yeah, I know. I have to let it go.
Then we'll deal with everything else next week.
Yeah. Okay. The important things are up, so that's the important. Like we did, like all the links should work. I've been trying, so
Great. So I think you're the host now.
okay.
Should be able to share. And work during the pinup. Like you don't have to pay attention to everyone else's stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was doing last time. I'm gonna continue doing that too.
Okay, good.
Oh, so yeah, Leslie checked my computer and he said that it wasn't anything major, and I was like, okay, we'll just.
But who was doing that?
I have no idea. I was like really worried.
That's so creepy. Yeah, of course.
I was worried about it becoming like a big thing or whatever. So.
Right. Well,
I wish my camera was on the big monitor so that people could see my face and not my side profile every time I'm working.
I have that same problem.
Oh.
It's fine.
How many visitors did you get?
Just Pat.
Okay.
Then I had Kenneth jump in because I had a question about something.
Mm-hmm.
So did you see Rachel's response from Zoom?
Yeah.
I replied again, and I was like, if they do record live stream, then that's awesome. But I don't see how else that could possibly be the answer.
I don't know how we got 300 people, unless like
unless it counts the live stream, but I
don't think so, because like even if people if the same group of people logged in, logged out, that's only like 160. How did we ever get to 300?
No, I responded. I was like, there's no way. So does it count the live stream? It'd be great if it did count people who are watching. Anyways, yeah. We'll see.
I wonder if it counts people that tried to log in too. Like maybe people try to log in like earlier, because I know I opened it once or twice because we were testing it. So I wonder if that counts it too.
Yeah, but we still would never get to that number.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, I have no idea. This is. I'm gonna change my background to being somewhere up north.
Yeah, she says it doesn't include live stream. Well, we can't use that number.
Yeah, I don't know. Also, people are watching. I didn't realize that YouTube saves the entire live stream from our Open Design Studio.
So can we see how many people like have watched any of our live streams?
Yeah, you can go to
Okay,
you have it open. So if you go
I'll
to
check.
the YouTube page, it'll. Oh, we have a guest.
Okay, I'm dropping out.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Hello.
Hi. How's it going?
Hi. I was just checking this out. I hadn't looked in before. Just gonna see what you guys were doing.
Yeah. Can you see my screen here?
Yeah.
We got to make sure we're sharing the right screen. Sometimes we accidentally share the wrong one. We're still learning.
Sure. No, everyone's learning this stuff. Gosh, it's been a crash course. It's great software though.
Yeah, no, that's what we were saying. Is I'm sure that in 6 months, everybody's going to be experts at this, you know?
Yeah.
This is the next time we have another charrette in 6 months, everyone's going to know exactly how to use everything.
That was so neat last night. It's just really, really neat. I mean, I know you can do that in person too, but being able to, watch the the presentations on the roundabout, like the images and everything through Zoom was really nice.
And then you could ask us questions and
Yeah.
you don't have to sit there and listen the entire time. You can actually be involved and send things. Yeah. We thought
Such a cool process.
Yeah, we were really like Neptune Beach has been so engaged and it's been really successful for us.
Good.
Because your community is so engaged. So that's been a really great thing for us. It's really worked well.
Good.
Yeah. Did you join the Monday night event too?
Yeah, I love that. That was really nice. Got in the breakout group with Rob.
Oh, great.
There was like 4 of us in there. It was really, really nice. And
Yeah.
talked about like some of my favorite things that I would love to see engaged, or just a couple, park ideas on top of the development of Jarbo Park.
Mhm.
Some things like that, and the use of autonomous vehicles in downtown. And we got to talk through everyone had really good ideas. It was really nice.
See, that's great. That's great to hear because we were a little concerned that maybe you wouldn't get the same like interaction and people would be a little intimidated by the online tool, but it seemed to work really well. Like everybody was super into it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's great. So where do you live? What part
I
of
live at the eastern end of Magnolia Street. We're super lucky. Worked out a deal with some friends about 5 years ago and got like an old beach house. So we're right on the ocean. Yeah, I'm sitting here in the corner of my bedroom. So there's the
Oh, that's amazing. That's beautiful.
there's the beach access.
Yeah.
So yeah,
You guys can't go to the beach currently, right?
no, we can't. We can't. It's closed. I mean, there's supposed to be a big sign down there that says it just blew off because we have a northeaster. I've got to go like screw it back on. I asked we're gonna go screw it back on for the police because this thing's off sitting in the bushes.
Oh no. No, yeah. It's same here in Miami. We our beaches are closed.
Yes.
We're all a little, we're all sad because that would be a great way the beach is my favorite place. So, being able to go and de-stress a little bit would be nice.
I love Miami Beach. It's just got such a good energy to it.
Mm-hmm.
Such a neat area.
Yeah. So here, what I'm working on, I'll show you. So this is a street section of 3rd Street.
Okay.
And this is the existing conditions. I have some layers I'm taking off. Hold on. So we modeled the existing conditions of
Okay.
3rd Street. So you have 5-foot sidewalks, 5-foot planting strip, some parking, on-street parking there. And this is closer to the intersection of Atlantic.
Okay.
And so we were working on how to improve this intersection, this street, make it safer for for other people to cross and to use as pedestrians.
Yeah.
So this is what it looks like. It's really wide. It's a 100-foot right of way. And our intentions are to, like I said, promote safety for pedestrians and other modes of mobility like bikes, etc.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a tough intersection right there. Are we basically, we're looking east or west, or north or south on that?
North. So this
Okay.
is northbound.
Got it.
And so here's just this is the first draft of this, but you can see how, so the right of way starts right here where my cursor is.
Yep.
Right at this edge here. And we widened the sidewalk, so that's 10 feet. We made this planting strip wider. So
Okay.
it'll have tree wells that I have to add in here. So I'll make these about 15 feet, make them wider. But in these little areas, you'll have trees and people that park. This is on-street parking there, and so that when that parks there can access the sidewalk.
Oh, cool.
I'll go ahead and do that and narrow the lanes here. This lane has to be a little tiny bit wider because it'll have buses. So there's a bus route on that street. So we want to maintain that. And buses typically need 11 feet for turning, etc.
Nice.
Yeah, so then this turns, we widen the median, so it's actually a grassy median. We do see that there are medians already currently there in some areas, but our proposal is to expand, to make more.
Okay.
Extend the median all around or down 3rd Street.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Just to have more shady trees. So in here, like I said, you'll have shade trees. So the goal here to make this wider was so that trees have a healthier
Nice.
space for them to grow. Also, the goal is to reduce the lanes width so that cars slow down.
Yeah.
We hear a lot that it's really dangerous. Like cars go really fast, and it's hard for people to cross east to west. So
It is really, that intersection in particular, just north of there at the intersection at Atlantic, what's really tricky about it is people are walking like from the Kmart parking lot, and they'll park there and they're walking to get to town center. And most traffic in the several times a day will be heading eastbound on Atlantic and turning right onto 3rd Street. And people just, if they're not used to it, they're not used to looking for pedestrians. They just kind of turn right because you can turn right on red easily.
Yeah.
You know, and they just don't see it. I've seen a lot of near misses there, and we get some accidents. So these will be good. That's the one we've talked about with overpasses and things like that in the past. So this would be great if you guys can figure out a solution for it. It'll be fantastic.
Yeah, so we're actively looking for other solutions. What we can